It's nice and beautiful having you on here this evening. And officially, I'm wishing you all a happy uh, 2022. This is the first edition of the FLT Show in 2022. So I'm wishing you all your heart desires in this new year as you know, set your goals and commit everything into God's hands. I pray your paths be prosperous and your dreams come true. Yeah, it's the year is new already. It's a new year already, and so we are starting off in a big way, in a very big way. We are looking at the topic: what does my want? And then we have on the show today a very special guest, and so a super welcome to our special guest for today's edition of the show. He's in person of Pastor Jeff Oluwagbemiga.
Good afternoon, everybody.
He's also a coach. Good afternoon and welcome. He's also a coach. He's a psychologist and a seasoned family enhancement coach. So it's a great honor having you on the show today, sir. You're beautifully welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you for being on the show with us today. We appreciate it greatly. Okay, so we are looking at what does my spouse want. Yeah, there's a story I shared earlier about and they've been married for about 20 years. They had it going beautifully. They are the power couple that any young or married individual around who want to be like, really admire. People admire them so much and want to have their kind of marriage. Being a successful businessman, with chains of businesses all over, was always traveling in and out. All of a sudden, he came back from one of his trips and, came back to get a divorce letter from his wife. He was in shock, serious shock, because as far as he was concerned, he did everything to make them, the family, the wife, the children, as comfortable as, they could be. And so, these are the kind of issues that comes up in marriages most of the time. A lot of spouses are clueless on what their partners truly want, just like Tokwe here. And is often at the root of a lot of conflicts in marriages and relationships. There are lots of stereotypes out there, here and there.
Yeah.
People say this is what men want. Some will say this is what women want. But people just continue to do this and that, and it's not getting them the result that they desire. It's not getting them the desired transformation that they want in their marriage. So what could be wrong with this concept? Some will say, men want sex. That's just the only thing that will solve the problem and make the marriage blissful and work well. Men love good food. The way the man's heart is his belly. Some will say, don't give me money. And then, no in your bank. I think it just happens automatically like that. We saw the case of Tokwe and his wife. There was money. They had money. They were but still didn't, solve it. She had. I think there are men who don't even like sex as much as their wives.
Yeah.
And generally, I also know of a lady. When she got married newly, advice that mothers will give, say every morning just make sure you kneel down on your 2 knees for your husband and all. I think that's just the way to a good marriage. And then on getting married, she detest people kneeling down for him. So this is actually this kneeling down is a sign of respect anyway for Yoruba land in Nigeria.
An exception.
Pardon?
I am an exception.
Yeah, exactly. So and I've realized there are lots of men like that. And so what seems nice, what seems innocent, what seems to be the right thing to do now becomes a major issue in marriages. So for in the case of Tope and John now, what exactly could it be that she wanted? And is this thing unique to individuals or as the generalized stereotype that we have, is that what works for people, or this need is it peculiar, unique to individuals? So thank you very much. I hope you've been able to get a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for having me.
Let
me say first that people are different, as you have mentioned in your narration, and so people actually seek different things in marriage. So the first question I like to ask people when they come for therapy in their either pre or post marital session is, why do you want to get married? And I probe that question until I'm able to squeeze out relevant things from them. So a lot of people don't actually know why they want to get married. So if you don't know why you want to get married, then nobody will know what to give you in that marriage, because you yourself, the guy or the lady, might not know why they want to get married. Now, if you go back to the story that you told, we didn't go to their background. We only pick the story from where they are currently. And the man is always away because of the nature of his job and business. But he is doing, or he did what he should do as husband. I mean, there was no case of probably wasn't giving money and all those things. But what does the wife want in marriage? Is he a woman that just wants companionship and wants to be seeing her husband 24/7 for her to feel secured? For her to feel secure that, okay, this man is my own and nobody's dragging with me. Does she have trauma each time the man travels, thinking that, hey, maybe there's a woman now that's with him? Hey, sometimes there are no evidences, but something is singing into her head, and she's thinking that there's something there. And that could begin to generate a lot of assumptions, pictures. A man will paint pictures of things that never happened. And then she said, this man, I don't want this marriage again after 20 years. So the first thing, why did you get married at all? And then what are your expectations? What do you intend to gain from marriage? What do you intend marriage to do for you? Those are the salient questions. Because if we are not able to answer those questions, either for the man or for the woman, you just discover that people get tired along the line. And you ask them, why are they tired? It's just 5 years. For example, let me give you one example. Mothers keep saying, give me grandchildren, give me grandchildren. They begin to pursue either the son or the daughter. And because for you to satisfy mommy that's been on your neck, you got married, got a child or two, and grandma will come and be jumping with that baby. In that man's subconscious, he has fulfilled the need, he has fulfilled the reason for getting married. Because grandma is dancing with the boy or with the grandson. So grandma is fulfilled and is happy with him because you have helped me to fulfill it. But for him, he has only helped grandma so that grandma can get off his neck or off her neck. Unconsciously, he or she can shut down on marriage because he didn't marry for himself or herself. He married for somebody else, for mother. Unconsciously, and he or she might not know. So he or she need to set a new target.
Wow.
Excuse me?
I said the wife will just be suffering for nothing.
So he or she need to set a new goal that will keep him or her going in that marriage. If you don't set a new goal, because the main goal that was pushed upon you, hang upon your neck, has been fulfilled. See grandma, see grandchildren here. Madam, you drop another one, making two. So madam, mommy is happy doing omugo. But he is not ready, or that's not why he wanted to get married. So those things could stay there, you will not know, and other beautiful things are coming up. There is money in the marriage. Thank God. Their cars, the houses are there. But is that the reason why he or she wants to get married? So if we are not able sometimes to help people in that area, people want in marriage, or what are they asking for? It differs from people to people, and it differs from men to men, or men and women. But generally, we have heard it that men want respect, and women want love, or women want what's that now? Affection. Women want affection. But the truth is that all of us want love, all of us want affection.
Yeah, exactly.
But what all of us are looking for, what both of us are looking for, that is underground, is validation. The woman wants to be loved as if validate herself that this man is with me in this marriage. I am the queen here, no other one. The man wants respect, to prove to him that what tradition has told him that he is the head of the family is being fulfilled by the respect. Both of us are looking for validation. The man, the woman, is validate me with passion. Validate me by respect, whatever respect means to him, and whatever thing affection.
Wow.
So if you don't sit down to actually ask people, because people come for therapy and you're asking them, what is the problem? You point to the other person. What's the problem? Point to the other person. Okay, what is the issue? But what I've learned to do is take that individual, take the person back to pre-marriage. What were your dreams about marriage? Let them write it down. Then ask, since you got married, how many of you fulfilled? Sometimes they say no, none. Sometimes they say 2. Sometimes they say 3. Okay. Then what are your fantasies, marital fantasies, that you have not even shared with this man or shared with this woman? You say, well, I want a man, put my head on his shoulder. For how long? But it might just be for 5-10 minutes. It might just be for 5 minutes in a day, and she's fulfilled. But no, he has not verbalized. He has not told the man. He's saying, if I tell him, he will not understand. Tell him first. If he does not understand, why not repackage your communication? So I want to say that basically that every one of us, the man, the woman, we are looking for validation, but we are asking for it under a different name, under different names.
On our own terms, our own unique way.
Our own unique way, and with our own interpretation of what it is. Just like you said earlier, both of us are Yorubas, and we know that that kneeling down thing is a big deal to some people. Very, very big deal. People think it's a sign of respect to kneel down. I don't see that as a sign of respect. Somebody can kneel down for you and is scoffing you, and he's kneeling down with rudeness. He's kneeling down with arrogance. And you see the arrogance in. So why do you need the kneeling down? Sort the arrogance issue. Sort the issue of arrogance. Why is this like this? That kneeling down for me it does not make any difference in my life. It has never made any difference actually. You understand? It has never, because I've seen beyond that kneeling down. That kneeling down is not anything. And I think for a woman will like a man that has tamed his ego. A man that has tamed his ego is a potential husband of the year. Or husband of the year. But a man that has tamed his ego will not be involved in some petty things that we see around the family. Number one, he does not have inferiority complex. He's not fighting for title. He's just himself. He's not fighting for title. He's not fighting for traditional stool in the family, in the marriage. You will not hear him say, I am the head here, you must respect me. No, he has tamed this ego. That kind of man will benefit any serious-minded woman. Let me permit to use the word serious-minded, because I have seen a lot of women and men who have gone to marriage with zero seriousness. So there's nothing the other party will do that will bring peace in that family, because they enter marriage with zero seriousnness. I've seen a lot in my counseling career.
Wow.
And one thing that cuts across, okay, on the other side, a man will benefit from a woman who has not been captured by the feminine fantasies, or by the feminine vanity. Let me explain that thing. I said it in somebody took me up that why should I say, how do I say women have vanities? I said, why? Permit me to say. Now, somebody will say, I'm combing my hair. I say it to my daughters. You are not combing your hair, you are combing a wig. It's not your hair. It's a fantasy and it's vanity. But that is what some people stand for, and they are still standing for it. You understand? Like somebody was joking that in the evening, when some women remove every condiment on their body, you will see a heap on one side, fake eyelashes, the fake bumps, the fake this, and by the time you remove everything and put down, you will see the real person, and you see the fantastic person here. That's what they intend to be, but this is who they are.
So is that authentic man wants?
The authentic person has been covered with so many things that she's no longer authentic. But by the time you put those things down, then you see the authentic person. Now, when it comes to behavior in marriage, you can also see that people want to speak with accent that is not their own accent. People want to bring into their marriage what somebody else is doing in our marriage, forgetting that it's not the same.
They are not the same.
They are never the same.
At all.
I've understood a lot of things. This year will be our 25th anniversary by May.
Wow.
June 25th.
Wow.
And I've been able to see that marriage is more than statistics, it's more than what somebody told me, it's even more than what God told me. But that thing that God told you, you don't with your own your dynamism of your behavior, it should be as if God did not talk.
Exactly.
It should be as if God does not like. So when I'm talking about that, I only mean that people who are going to be real to themselves, women who need to be real to themselves in marriage, they will be able to, their husband will enjoy them. Not just in terms of behavior. All right. Then I think honesty cuts across both male and female. Because honesty is a very good currency. It can buy a lot of things for you. Honesty. It starts by simple acts of being who you are. Okay, this is me. This is what I can afford. Because I've counseled people that they told me things that the man told them when they were getting married, or that the woman told them when they were getting married, and they accepted, thinking that the person was joking. Like someone said, see, I'm not marrying for love, I am marrying for children.
Wow.
I told you, I'm not marrying for love, I'm marrying for children. And you go and you marry the person. Yes, what do you expect? 5 years, 3 years down the lane, there are issues, and this man said, but I told you now, I'm not a loving person. So what do you want me to say?
Wow.
But I thought you were joking. What kind of joke? I'm just being honest with you. That's a brutal honest. Very, very brutal honest rather. But it is a level of honesty that is not acceptable, but yet is the truth about that person. You know that there's some very deep thing you encounter in counseling, and you go and look at your books again. And these things in the books I have read, you ask yourself, are these things in this training manual? They are not there. Somebody just coming up with pulling a stunt. But in the recess of honesty is a currency that will work for both men and for women, and it will manage. And the next thing I want to talk about looks like honesty, but they look interwoven. It's about trust. It's about now. Each time I do seminar, whatever, I ask people between trust and love, which one is stronger? I don't have love written in my points. I don't have love written in my point, because if you get to the point of trust, you have been able to cross the love bridge. Because you can love someone and yet not trust them. Love your husband, but you cannot give him. Yes, You can love your husband, but you can't give him your ATM card.
There's
but
fear in the
yeah, there is fear. The love is coated with fear and uncertainties. I love him. I don't want anything to happen to him. I love him. I don't want him to look appreciated. I love him. I don't want any evil to happen to him, but I cannot give him my ATM card. But if I loved him and I trust him to the point that I can give him my ATM card without asking questions, I have crossed the love bridge. But a lot of men and women do not know this. They try to separate that love and trust. If you aspire to get to that point of trust, you will sacrifice what you need to do to be able to cross the love bridge. And when you get to the area of trust, other things work easily from that point. But incidentally, trust is now like it's like a mirror. When it breaks, when you put it together, when you look at yourself, you look distorted in that image.
Yeah.
And then you have to come back to love, to start working on love again, building trust. It can take years. So, trust is also an excellent currency. And it starts from being transparent. For example, you call your wife, hello, baby, where are you? I'm somewhere, I'll call you back. And she called the line. Call again. I say, where are you? I'm already at home. Where are you? I say, I'm coming now. And call the line. The person will say, before you know it, thoughts begin to drop. Because that answer was not transparent enough. Where are you? That location has a name. That location has a name. I'm under the bridge. And I'm just about veering into either Surulere or veering into whatever. That is explicit enough. But somewhere I'm coming, either on the side of the man or side of the woman. When you don't give that kind of complete information, you are undermining transparency, and trust will suffer for it. At the end of the day, love self will disappear. So for men and women, there are some things that it varies from person to person. Actually, there are individualities in this. We're just speaking generally on both sides of what we think people that will make things work. And I'd like to talk about listening skills, ability to listen. I'm thinking it, if you have the ability to listen, communication problem will be solved to a very large extent. Because the main of communication in marriage is that people don't listen.
Exactly.
You say, can I speak to you? Yes, I'm listening. But you're on your phone. I'm listening. You're watching Arsenal Man U. Now, you're not going to concentrate. You're not going to listen. And ego is
and a lot of times, is that what people want when they want to talk to you?
Exactly. So when someone wants to talk to you, it needs your attention, meaning that I'm now turning towards you and making eye contact. Okay, can we talk now? And when I'm talking, you do not assume that you know what I want to say. You do not assume that you know the end point of where I'm going. Some men will say, I don't worry, I know where you are going. It is money, I take money. It's not money, listen. Listen, don't assume. That's why a lot of women sometimes do not find a listening here in their husband, and they look for someone else who will listen with patience. A lot of us men are guilty of this before we think we know what the women want to say, or sometimes the speed or the detail, so detailed that you get bored. Okay, why not go to the end point? And just like somebody sharing testimony in church, a woman sharing testimony, pray the Lord, it will start from how he climbed Okada, how our skirt almost enter. Before you know it, 10 minutes is going, finish this testimony. The same way when it comes to marriage, say, okay, where are you? Say, wait, let me explain. So a listening husband is an asset to any woman. I'm not sure. I don't think women have too much problem. The ones I've seen about listening, the problem comes when they think the man does not listen. So why should I listen when he does not listen? Because the fact that the husband is the head of the family, people listen. But now, are you listening as a slave girl, or are you listening to him as his wife? But that's another dimension. And the way he talks matters. Yes, bam, bam, bam. Then you're listening like a slave girl. Just be saying this, I'm listening. That kind of listening does not bring productive communication. So listening skills for men and for women is good in helping communication, because as soon as communication begins to have issues, it will affect almost everything. It will affect commitment. It will affect trust. Because like the example I gave before, he picked, or maybe the woman picked their phone and called the husband. Dear, are you home already? Or where are you now? He said, no, what is it? Why are you calling? Are you? I'm asking if you are home. I'm saying, why do you want to know? Already you didn't answer the question. So communication is having a problem. You are not listening.
Yeah.
And so if you are not listening for reason why the person is calling, maybe there's a challenge on your way home, there's a traffic somewhere, wants to tell you to take another route or whatever, but because you're not listening, you won't get the message. So that's a major issue in husband and wife relationship. So the question, what does my spouse want, is a long one.
Is why
it's very bad, because we differ. Like I'm a Nigisha man, and Nigisha man naturally is bad, and they naturally like the one that they want. But me, I can't stand I can't stand my wife pounding yam for what? Because of what? When there's pounding, I say, I know that pounding yam is not original. Forget that. This 21st century, life has been made easier. But if you see someone who sits in tradition, that's one point I want to make again. Tradition that are sold out to tradition are going to be a problem to either their spouse, to either of their spouse. Either you're talking about the man or talking about the woman. I was speaking to a woman in Owerri long time ago. She had 2 miscarriages at first trimester. And I said, now that you are pregnant again, let your husband try to help you to do things. Let your husband try to take some things off you, like the stress that you go through. Because when pregnancy drop at first trimester, on first or second time, the third time is going to be very delicate, because but as soon as you pass that first trimester, it becomes a bit easier. I said, take some rest. Even this teaching job you are doing, I'm just adjusting her. She said, no, my husband must not do anything. No, he said it is a woman that must suffer to go to market. It's a woman that must suffer to cook. I said, but you are doing this stressful thing. I think pregnancy is dropping. He said, no, that's how it is. That she is the one that's supposed to suffer for the marriage. Look at that kind of
mentality.
Serious one.
Wow.
And if she lose that pregnancy again, they will say it's Ogbanje. In fact, she can even send out of the marriage that she's the one sucking the pregnancy. But see, simple advice I gave her, but traditional thinking has clouded her eyes that she can't even think beyond that. You understand?
Wow. This culture thing.
Exactly. And if you now look at the side of the man too, like I think that someone posted on the group chat, remember this week, that a man refused food. He has refused to eat food because that's how his father normally refused to eat food. And then, and I just put it there that I remember that my dad normally refused food like that. When he's angry, he will not eat. And his calls or his whatever will come around and just eat all the food. And sometimes my mom will even have food to eat. The one that's supposed to eat is given to him and he's doing shakara. Those are traditional things that we know. So if it's sold out to traditions.
Yeah, so tradition and culture and upbringing, culture and plays a serious part in the things we want.
Exactly.
There's this story making around this week about the Igbo man that likes fish edge. That's what he's supposed to be giving to the heads of family where he comes from normally. That's a sign of respect. But the wife, on the other hand, came from a family where you don't give the edge to someone you respect. Is very anyone. So that was already creating issues before he got to know that.
And it became an issue because they never discussed it, because the occasion had not come. Communication. So just like we call it head of state in our family, because the head of fish, my mom cuts it so much that she will cut all the fish from the head, and what remaining is just like the skeleton or whatever. Nobody eats it. But we all wait for the fish or the meat. It's only chicken head that we struggle for, and they say no, it's the youngest one that will eat the chicken head. Now, if for example they give chicken head to the firstborn family, and I'm the firstborn, and I came to my own home and my wife now throwing the chicken head away. You know that kind of thing. So all these things that we were taught can be changed, can be adapted to what suits us.
Yeah, what works for our marriages?
Yes. If we just rank Xerox our parents' style, it will be a challenge to us. If you just rank Xerox someone else's marriage and we bring it to our marriage, it's going to be a problem. That's why I don't believe that the marriage of the our forefather is better than our own. It's not better. The environments is different, the situations are completely different. Completely different. How many were there in the village in those days? They know each other.
Okay.
Say how many were there in the village in those days? There are few. So they know each other. So I can say, okay, go and marry the daughter of this person because she's well behaved. Because there are no options. But now there are more than countless options. If you Google online that you are single and you want someone to marry you, you will see more than 200,000. Sharp. So after listening skills, I would like to talk about commitment. Now, commitment also can be defined differently from a wife and by the wife or by the husband. Commitment to a woman can mean you care for me, you give me hugs in the morning. That's why it's good for couples to go through the love language test. As simple as this can create a lot of issues because because assumption you just be acting on assumption, not on fact and reality. So if I say the way I show commitment is that I will help you do the groceries, bring it on and come in, and you think no, for you to show commitment, you must hug me in the morning, come back during break time, if possible to hug me. Then when you come back in the evening, hug me. That's why I do that. Or you send me text every hour to show that you are, so we need to talk to each other, communicate and say, what does this mean to you? That take us back to what are your expectations in marriage? Expectations in marriage. It takes us back there. And it's good for couples to ask each other, not just to wait for the marriage counselor to be asking for them. You're dating somebody, you are dating somebody, we are dating each other. What are your expectations in marriage first? Me. What's your expectation from marriage? What's your expectation from me that you intend to get married to? And then if the circumstances allows us to say all we need to say, then we say it. I saw it is not a comedy actually. Somebody did a video that she prayed for husband that she didn't know she had to be detailed about it, and that when she got the husband, he didn't like the man who the thing was small. He didn't know that he had to put it in the prayer point. I was laughing actually, but she was being serious. I didn't know that I need to also put that in. That's our expectation. But some expectation might not be controllable, but some are controllable. Right? For us to get to the point of commitment, we need to table, men and women need to voice out what they expect. Because there's no man who will not like a committed wife, and there's no wife who will not like a committed husband. But what does commitment mean to them? So that they can be on the same level that, okay, I understand that commitment means that I come home early. Commitment to you means that I buy you new clothes. Commitment to you means I ensure that all your clothes get to the cleaner and they are well arranged. Some people are very finicky about arrangement. Very, very. I met someone, today is Friday. The clothes she's going to wear in the next 2 weeks, she's already arranged them. She has arranged them. Color, skirt, blouse, skirt, blouse, skirt, blouse, skirt, blouse, skirt, blouse. Now yes, that's so if she now if she now got married to somebody who does not arrange clothes, and they say, why are you arranging all these things now? Or you now help the man to arrange, or you might help the man to now arrange for the next 2 weeks. Man say, no, I wear clothes by my emotion. You cannot arrange clothes. So say, no, you do appreciate what I'm doing. No, it's not. You are doing the wrong thing for the right person, so it becomes wrong. So that's the communication expectation still runs from beginning through the middle and to the end. Now, for a woman, the next point I have here is I think a woman would like a man who speaks for her. Who speaks for her, especially with the in-laws. If there is, if I can say what I got right very well in my own marriage, is this issue of both of us separating, making sure that I interface with my people, you interface with your people. Don't let's have this that can bring insults and then cause problem for interface with them. I interface with my own. I will defend you with you go there and defend me there. That we will have agreed on what to say.
What to do. That's team. That's a team.
Exactly. Just tell them that this is what he is. For example, when we wanted to get married, father-in-law had a very lofty dream for his daughter. Wants his daughter to do master's, do PhD, send every other person to school, and then she'll get married. At what age would that be? And that was a stumbling block for us. But the two of us agreed not to cause a fight at all. You go and continue to do image laundering for me, while I also do something for you here as need arises. And that's the same way we are doing it today. I speak for her, and she speaks for me. I might not need much of being spoken for. I might not need too much of someone speaking for me, but she will need it, especially with my, especially with the two sisters who followed me. One is older than her. The other one is almost around the same age.
Wow.
Those are baby traps. Those are booby traps already for her. They want to set up, want to take our brother. Who are you? So the woman will like a man that can speak for her, that can defend her. And on the side of the man, I also believe that a man will like a woman who will do image, either laundering or image preservation for him with his family, because some of our in-laws can be very somehow. They can pick a cause, say, why is it that you have not had the second child after 6 years? You know, some parents do that. Say, but the daughter will say, don't worry. My wife will discuss with you. Say, no, I want to hear from you. Don't worry, sir. My wife will discuss with you. Push it back. Let's her go and do email laundry there. It is safer because you know some people and you know your people. It is safer. But you go and say something that, especially if it's a cross-cultural marriage. No cross-cultural marriage, you will not even know everything. You won't even know what the entirety of that culture.
Exactly.
You won't know until the situation arises. You are only told the one that is necessary for the wedding ceremony. Other things for living you will not know.
Will come up later.
Right? It just keep coming up, and that time they come up, if care is not taken, you might step on somebody's toe, and they will keep in their record books, and they keep referring to it. And you did not know. And you did not know. So I want to make one other point under commitment. I forgot to make that. Commitment helps appreciation. Commitment helps appreciation, because if I know that you are committed, it's easier for me to appreciate everything you do than when I know that you're just doing it because you don't have a choice. Because there's no commitment, the person will not appreciate it. You are doing it because you don't have a choice. So the person will be angry, say you are not grateful for what I'm doing. I'm grateful. I will be more grateful if I can see that you're doing it by commitment, not because pastor has come to talk to you today. They do it because the pastor has to talk to you, or you do it because your elder brother called you. Commitment is not there. You do it because you are people, and I think men and women also love people that do things willingly without being pushed.
And genuinely, people can actually
genuinely did this thing because you knew that this thing needed to be done. And let me also bring this dimension. I think spouses will like, let me try to make this, might not be statistically correct completely. Women love men that buy gifts for them, but it does not cut across. But I think that for some women, buying gifts shows that I'm in your heart. If abuse is not there. If abuse is there, it becomes a bargaining power to keep me in prison.
Yeah.
But if abuse is not there, and I just come and I buy you things, you have seen commitment. That gives us a higher value than if you have, because you slap me with money. It's not a gift. In fact, it's a golden handcuff.
Or you've gone out with another woman behind just to satisfy your conscience. You are getting a gift.
Before they catch me, I quickly do something. You know that kind of behavior. And for men too, okay, there was a day that someone posted something on my platform. It was like a joke actually, but when we started discussing it, I found well, this is, somebody said, please, can you just buy your husband the recharge card this weekend? That most of the time your husband buy the recharge card, you buy for him too. The recharge card 1,000. Some men are not actually be keen about that, buy recharge card, but if you do what you have not done before, a gift you have not given before, it triggers something. It triggers thoughtfulness in some people. Not everybody. Some people say, I don't buy for you before now, so what's the big deal? But for someone just say, I saw the check out you bought for me, say yes. I mean, why? I bought for you now. At least now, I buy you something. Say, okay, oh, thank you very much. And it can bring some thoughtfulness that
to touch a soft spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not routine. It's not routine. It's like something as common as socks. You know, men, don't let me say generally, men. A lot of men, their socks have holes and they don't say anything to change it because the legs are inside the shoe. And your wife, you ask that this man's socks, his toes are showing. And so he decided to buy a new set of socks. He just drop it in his wardrobe. Say, who bought these socks? I bought them for you. Thank you. You know, it's not an anniversary gift. It's not a Valentine gift. You just bought it. Provided that before this gift, they have not been insult and you have not been rubbishing him, the gift will make a point. The gift will make a point. Now, lastly, let me say something that happened. One day I was in Warri, that I was living in Warri, and I was speaking with men. They invited me to come and speak with men. I spoke with them and I told them to bring out their phones. Send a love SMS to your wife. They said you don't know what to say. Okay, and I dictated, I composed in my head, I dictated it to them. And they sent it, Lord, and sent it. Barely 2 minutes, somebody's phone rang. The wife said, hey, God don't catch you. You want to send that into your friend, and you mistakenly send it to me. I tell you, say, don't let us send this thing. I now collected the phone. I now spoke to the woman. I said, Madam, how now? I mentioned my name. Say, how are you? Good afternoon, sir. I said, now me say make them send this thing. That they should be sending it from me. The woman said, thank you. He has never sent it before, and since we got married, this and that and that and that. Those are surprises that help marriage. Nobody might ask for it directly. You understand? What you ask for directly, when you get it, it doesn't have that much euphoric feeling than what you do not even expect. So when you send the SMS, in fact, for like 3 Sundays, the women are still thanking me. Thank you. I'm enjoying the SMS. It's just 4 naira. SMS is just 4 naira. But to some people, it shows that you are caring, you are committed, you are loving. So it has deposited in them more than the things you sent. So I'm trying to forget the point about commitment, because under commitment, I have care, I have empathy, I have appreciation. But under it, I put everything under. When you are committed and you did those things, and you do those things, it carries more weight than when you are not committed. A woman and you have a new car. New car for what? To remain in that jail. That's the meaning of that car. Take this car and remain in your prison. So it doesn't carry weight as it would if it is someone you love so much and she knows you love her, and you suddenly say, I have a surprise for you. This is car. It's not best interest. Exactly. That woman will go at length to ensure that this man, nothing evil will happen to him. He will go to mountain and pray for his protection. He will go to valley and pray and do all that he needs to do and ensure that she does not become a source of hurt or sorrow to this person, because the person is showing commitment. I know commitment to means you're going to deny yourself of a lot of things. Yeah, because the process of commitment, you need to get out of your way to get things done. It's as simple as You want to, it's as simple as you don't plan to drive through a particular street, but because you remember that, my wife needs to buy this thing and it's off my road, oh, don't worry, I'll do it. And you made a U-turn. Now went to make a detour of like 10 kilometers. You go and get that before you now come back to your route or find another route. And you say, sorry, I didn't know you need this. I had to turn back to Ujolegba. I had to go back the bridge and then enter the traffic. And that sacrifice can make the heart of someone because it's based on commitment. So there are so many other things, but those are what I have for my top points now.
Wow. Like my people will say, don't fool. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. A lot of big points there to take note of and to work on. Thank you very much. Okay, so you've spoken about this, but I want you to just emphasize on this communication. A lot of people don't believe that my spouse should know automatically, instinctively know what I want, and this is how I want it. So yeah,
even God.
And then also the place of unnecessary demands. How do we, sift out unnecessary demands as compared to our true and innate wants and needs?
Well, let's start from the first one, communication, because that will help us to explain demands that are necessary. In fact, that word unnecessary, we need to dissect it very well. All right. Even God does not know everything we want. That's why I say ask. Ask, and shall be given. God doesn't want to assume that I know. Remember, blind Bartimaeus came to Jesus. He was blind. Everybody knew he was blind. Jesus knew. I said, what do you want me to do for you? He's like, you know I'm blind now. You might not want your eyes to be open though. Maybe you want me to connect you to the king, to King Herod. Because you're asking to have mercy on you. For what? Okay, that my eyes might be open. Good. Now you are specific. Couples need to be specific. Assumption is assumption is not is the lowest level of intelligence. So I can't assume. What do you want? That's why if you know we're talking about users manual in FSP. So that I can know that I will not just assume. Don't assume. This is me. This is how I want to be used. This is my user's manual. This is how I want to be treated. These are the things I like. These are the things that I do not hate them, but I would rather do away with them. Don't cut too much onions in my soup. Like there was someone who said in their family they don't eat okra. Okra is seen as poor man's something, so they eat a goosey that they will garnish with so many things. But the man just like plain okra. So for the first 3 months in their marriage, she would do good egusi, and the man would just eat and just dab. He would just dab the thing and not finish. And the man was like, does this man hate me? Say, you hate me. You hate me. Say what? You don't eat my food. Say, I don't like this thing. I prefer okra. Say, how can you be taking okra? Nonsense okra. And she continued to do egusi. Then one day she not did. The man ate the okra, plain okra, ordered Yoruba plain okra. And when he ate the okra, he said, very good. In fact, he gave her a big okra, very good. Say, plain okra. Because you did not bother to ask. So it's good that people ask. When you ask, you know exactly what to do. And you can do that in communication. Nobody will assume to know what you want until you voice it out. Even if possible, even write them down if possible. Then on the issue of unnecessary demands, we say they are unnecessary because we assume that the person asking the question knows all the story. I don't know all the story. And I like to say this. If your wife does not know how much you earn, for example, she will make unnecessary demands. Because she will exaggerate how much you earn. Probably you have a colleague that work in the same office with you, and that one just bought a new Prado, and he bought a Venza for his wife, and you have not bought anything. And he said, we don't know where he's keeping his own money because they don't know what you earn. So the space is there to create a bogus something in their brain.
It boils
Assumption.
down to communication, transparency.
Exactly. So if I know that your salary is 500K, I will not ask you to buy me Prado Jeep in 6 months. How will you get the money? I know that, okay, let me step down to this kind of car because I know that this is your salary. And then I will not tell you that tomato is now 5,000 per piece. to get back at you because you are hiding your money. So it's better down to transparency. And I encourage every man listening to me, if your wife knows how much you earn, it's in your own interest. It helps the family to plan, and they will not bring that unnecessary demand to you because they know how much you earn. Give them after tax. Let them see. If you show your wife your employment letter, you have not done enough. Let them see after tax. Employment letter does not include tax. By the time they remove tax 20%, remove what this other one that they remove, and you are coming home with let them see that this is the remaining, and we have to plan on this. So transparency will help. Communicating will help.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can you please just quickly shed light on the love tank concept?
On the what?
Love tank, the relationship between our love tank and our wants.
Okay. Everybody have needs and wants. Our needs can be satisfied, but wants cannot be. And when how do I approach this now? I'm trying to okay. If we communicate very well, it will be easier for us to know what we need and what we do not need now. I encourage people to do this hierarchy. Very important. Important. Not so important. We don't need this. So when we put those things in those boxes, yes, we put it in those boxes, then we know which one that if you do for me, I will see that you love me, because we have already agreed that okay. But if you have one specialty, it might not even be expensive, but that's what you want. For example, now my wife is already saying that our 25th anniversary, we're going to buy Asho okay. And I don't like Asho okay. But that's what she wants, that 25th, and she wants to wear Asho okay. She's already planning it. It's in May. And me, I'm saying, let's plan vacation. He said, no vacation. We've done vacation before that. This one. So if that is what she's tagging her love to, we will do it because we have agreed. But if I now decide to say, I know that this is what she should like, and I bring those things, it becomes a challenge. I hope I've answered that question. I don't know if I got that. Did I get that?
Yes, yeah. Actually, the impact of love tank most of the time is that, when people are not loved the way they really want to be loved, they can be drained.
Yes.
Running on empty.
Okay.
Relationship, exactly.
Relationship and understanding what I consider love.
Exactly.
And giving it to me regularly.
And the relationship also with our basic love languages.
Exactly. Okay. A lot of people are love stuff actually. It's because they have not defined that love. They don't have a mutual definition. I believe that, like most people believe, when you give a woman money, that is all. But that's not all. It's not a woman that trip for money. Money is good, but it's not a woman that will be rolling on the floor when you give them money. They say, no, come, I need you to sit with me for 1 hour. I've had someone say, okay, that money you're giving, can I buy your 1 hour? He said, buy. Yes, I want to buy one. I'm in this house together. I will pay you. How much they pay you in your office? I will pay you. It's like, what? You have not told me this. Well, I'm telling you now. I want to buy your weekend. That weekend you lose your friend. I want to pay for it. Sit in this house with me. So that she can feel our love volume, and so that the vacuum can be released. So that when it gets to the point of overflowing, that man will know that he actually has a very wonderful woman at home. Exactly. But we were not looking at that side before.
Exactly.
So the vacuum has been the problem because there's poor communication or incomplete communication.
So as I always say, to be able to communicate effectively, we need to know ourselves too. We need to understand
Yeah.
ourselves, personality, our love languages, our needs. It's very, very important. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So,
Thank you.
I was going to even ask now that, you know, knowing what our spouses want, is it totally dependent on my spouse or what is my own part? That's what I just said now. That is it totally dependent, knowing what my spouse wants. Is it totally dependent on
On the
my
spouse,
spouse?
on the
What
spouse in question,
to play too?
it should be mutual. Let me just take you back to the user.
Okay. I'm the one that wants to know what my husband wants now. That's what. That is it totally okay. I'm taking it back now. The other way. Is it totally dependent on me to find out, or what are the vital parts that my partner too needs to take to help me to
You need to
understand?
that will come during conversation. Like, what do you actually want? You say, okay, this is what I want. Okay, you didn't tell me. It comes in a mutual conversation, because I need to tell you what I want, because you keep assuming, and then you might be getting it wrong, and I'll be getting angry. I'm not actually told you. So some of these things come by situations that just happen, or sometimes we can just sit down and say, okay, like I have this couples box that I produced, and there are questions that will bring out this kind of thing. What do you think? Yeah, let me see your assumption, and then I will now correct you. I say, okay, no, actually I want it this way. Okay, is that why you say, I don't know, you didn't say it. Okay, I want it this way. So it is mutual, and it's good that people do that for themselves as regular as possible. It's good. It's on both sides, because you can't shave my hair behind me.
That was a good one. That was a good one. So to get a copy of your couple's box, please reach out to him. Go a long way. Marriage is a beautiful thing, and we need to invest. We need to invest all around in our relationship. We need to invest anything investable at all in our relationship. So you can always reach out to me for the couple's box. So what is the best thing to do when you have an unwilling spouse that does not care? Like one now that you cited, the one you cited earlier, that the guy had always already told that I'm marrying for the children, not for love. And she still went ahead, she still went into the relationship. But some don't even communicate, they don't tell you. But like you also mentioned earlier, that intention is there unconsciously. They themselves be aware of it, and after they satisfy it, like mama asking for grandchildren, they don't tune off, they switch off, they don't care again. So when you have an unwilling spouse that doesn't care about what you want, is not even doesn't care about it or satisfying your needs, your innate needs, how best can the other person cope? Is it even advisable to continue living, coping just like that? How best can that be handled?
Now, if both of them are not able to sit down to communicate, it shows that they need a professional to help them bring out the communications. Because the truth is that sometimes you see couples coming, they don't even know the root of the problem. They only say that you have been zoning me out. I will say, zone me out for what? You know, I find that, okay, I'm going to ask 1, 2, 3 questions. I've had couples, one day, this was a light bulb moment for me, because this couple just married. I don't know why are they having this issue? And when I told the wife to, because normally in the couples of you do with husband or wife, do with them separate and that. When the wife was going out, there was something that happened. I just saying, hey, okay, he gave me an insight. And I asked that man, between your mom and your wife, are there similarities in behavior? The man said, oh, they are the same thing. That my mom ran my life like a prison warden, and my wife just took over from where she stopped. I said, have you communicated? I said, how will I say that? When I now called the lady, and I gave some scenario, and he said, my husband is just like my father. I ran away from him because I just want to get my father. My father was just too much in that house. And I now landed with my father. I said, okay. Okay. Now started working out on how they begin to separate the man from your father. But they didn't see that before until I pointed that to them. So now I can't beat my mom, but I can shout on my wife. You know, that kind of mentality. So I've been maltreating the wife. Mom say, what can I do for you? But it was the punishment of the mom that you cannot put on the mom that is putting on the wife, because he's doing exactly the same thing.
Wow.
So if they didn't come to me as a professional counselor, they might not see that.
They will never have discovered it.
So those people in whatever situation and you're not able to handle it, you need a professional to just help you. Because you won't see your side though. You only see your side. You will never see that side until somebody say, have you thought of this way? Say, hey. So it happens like that. Yes, it does. Hey. That's what so those eye openers will be coming when somebody outside your circle who has understanding is able to bring those things out. So I will encourage people to professional counsel, not advisors. So advisors that will use their own money to advise you, and not, and not or people that they might not have stopped.
Wow, thank you very much. It's been loads of insights this evening.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We need to release you. We appreciate your coming up this evening, because I know you have a program immediately after this. Thank you so much, and thank you to everybody that came up on the show today. And so in conclusion, to know what our spouses want. First and foremost, we need to they themselves or me now, my spouse wants. I need to understand myself, be able to communicate is effective. So communication is vital. We've also learned that our needs most times they are unique to individuals. It's not the generalized one most of the time. They are unique to individuals. So you need to take time out to study your spouse, to know what they want. Your spouse is willing to communicate. And they can only communicate effectively when they understand themselves, their personality, languages. And so you need to take time out to sit together, to communicate and work this out, at least to have a good takeoff. You can always start at any point. That is not even if you are 10, 15 years in marriage, it's not too late to drawing board all over again and and re-strategize. Intentionality is the word, being intentional. Okay, we are ready to make this work, and this is what we want. We want the dream team. And so you need to sit down together and work at it. But if you are not able to, our guest is a professional coach. You can always reach out to him. Ife Aribisala. I'm also a family life professional. You can always reach out to me. We can help you to work these things out and bring about more clarity in your relationship, guiding you on the way to the desired outcome, the dream team that you desire. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate everyone. Before we go, I have two books here. The first one is Dear Bella, is for every young lady around. Do them well by getting a copy of this for every young lady around. Useful insight, on navigating issues peculiar to young ladies. Girls from 15 years old can read this. You can get it directly from me. You can just send a DM. You can get a copy of this on Amazon also. And the second one is Before and After Yes, is for intending couples and it's for married couples as well. You can get this directly from me, or you can get it on Amazon, both paperback and the e-copy. You can get this also on Roving Heights. Thank you once again for showing up. I appreciate you so much. I love you. Thank you to our guests. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
everybody. Have a most beautiful weekend and a great year ahead. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right.